My next guest is a Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania musician known for his banjo skills, but shares his love of Italian music and the mandolin and gives us a taste of what he'll be bringing to the dance floor. Keep listening. Ciao, I'm Anna Harsh, professional dancer, author, and host of the Dance Floor podcast, the podcast that offers you advice, tips, and unique ways to find those life lessons that improve our lives. So grab your dance shoes and join me on the dance floor. Welcome back, dancers. Today I have a very talented guest with me, Mr. Enzo Chiodi. Enzo, welcome to the dance floor.
Hello, thanks for having me.
Enzo, give us a little taste of how you got into playing music or what instrument you picked up first.
My dad plays banjo, and I started on banjo. I saw him play. There was a place in Pittsburgh called the Pittsburgh Banjo Club, and he would be playing there every week. And I was like, I want to do that. And so I haven't put it down since, and I picked up a bunch of different instruments since then.
Yeah, you played lots of instruments, guitar, mandolin, lots of things, right?
Yeah. So mandolin and banjo are kind of like my main instruments, and then there's like different kinds of banjo, which I'm slowly picking up more and more as I go. So you can imagine the walls, so many instruments.
It's covered, like I have tambourines covered on my wall. I get that. Can you
Yeah.
explain a little bit what the banjo is? I know it's a string instrument, but maybe for those of us that don't play a banjo, can you describe it to us?
Yeah, so I started on an instrument called a tenor banjo, which is four strings, and it was popular in the 20s, sort of a precursor to bluegrass, I would say, although maybe there's other banjos that fit that too. Anyway, so I played that, a lot of like Americana, some jazz, a lot of folk. Sort of it encompasses a lot of music from that era, Tin Pan Alley. And I grew up on that music and only sort of started to broaden my horizons once I went to university. And then I picked up mandolin in my teenage years, and I started playing some bluegrass, which is very similar to what I played on my tenor banjo. And that was sort of just something to do for fun. Like it wasn't part of my professional career at all. But yeah,
It's sort of taken off now.
yeah, I realized more and more like, hey, people like need mandolinists, and there are many of us. So yeah, I started telling people, hey, I actually play, actually play the mandolin. Yeah, and it's
Yeah.
taken off more and more.
And that's the instrument that both of my grandfathers played when they first got to the United States. They had played mandolin both on both sides of my family. I never played it personally, but I did get a chance to hold my grandfather's mandolin at my uncle's house. He had it, and it was from the early 1900s. And so it's such a special instrument and has a very specific sound. It's also a string instrument, but can you tell us a little bit? It has a different sound than a banjo, doesn't it?
It does. It has a more wood. I would say it's a lot sweeter. It's a lot calmer. It's very good for playing like really nice melodies. It also has a bit of a very percussive sound in bluegrass, especially. That percussion is needed. The tenor banjo and the mandolin are kind of like this. My banjo teacher was taught by a mandolinist, so there's kind of like the techniques are similar, the tunings are very similar, but what they actually do in music can be very different. A
Yeah.
banjo is it's very harsh and very tends to be very fast and sort of drives the music. And a mandolin provides a bit more of that like mellow, still high end, but mellow guitar almost
Yeah, it has a sweeter
aspect to
sound,
folk
almost
music.
a rounder sound. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
agree. And it can be very fast. I've heard
Yes, it
various
also can be very fast as well.
mandolinists and they were quite speedy. So,
Yeah.
and I know you teach. You teach these
Yes.
string instruments. Is it for beginners or do you have only advanced students?
I have all ages and all levels. Yeah, and it's a lot of fun. I get to play a lot of different music. I teach prominently by ear. I'm a big proponent of learning music that was passed down by ear, by to learn it by ear. So it's a lot of just I'll play a melody for a student and they'll pick it up by ear and we learn how to like play it in an accompaniment and then maybe how to improvise over it.
That's
Um,
fascinating. That's
yeah.
great. Speaking of students, they're always asking me for advice. I don't always have all the answers, but when you're teaching, do you run across maybe you passing on some advice that maybe you received or that you wish you would have known?
Yeah, I think it can vary depending on the age. For my adult students, I think that I tend to tell them to not be so afraid of the instrument. I find that there's tend to be when you're an adult, you're kind of used to things sounding good and you're kind of afraid to sound bad, which my kid students are never afraid of sounding bad, which is amazing because they learn so quickly. For kids, I tend to tell them that they just need to play with more people, playing with
Yeah.
people. So many people like neglect that aspect of music. It's all about recitals or putting together one show and then going to lessons and practice. And the thing that makes you learn the fastest is playing with people. It's not anything else. All those other things are very important, but if you're not playing with people, you're missing out on kind of the communal aspect of
I was
music.
just going to say it's the same for dance. You know, dancing a solo is great and you show off maybe a skill or two that you've learned and progressed with, but dancing with others is where it becomes magical. You know, it's where you feel the energy and you can tell the story clearer in a specific way that the audience can really understand and feel back too. That's amazing. And so we're going to take a quick commercial break, but when we come back, I know that we've been holding on to a secret. But after the commercial break, we're going to reveal our big secret. Stay tuned, everyone. Are you ready to take your dance skills to the next level? Do you dream of performing on stage in front of a live audience? Well, now's your opportunity. Allegro Dance Company is always looking for new dancers to join our group. We're seeking talented, passionate, and dedicated individuals who are ready to showcase their skills and make a name for themselves in the dance world. Allegro has been entertaining audiences for over 30 years with dynamic showcases of authentic Italian folk dances, along with jazz, ballet, and yes, even a touch of ballroom. We're known for our high energy performances and innovative choreography. So what are you waiting for? Join Allegro today and be a part of history. Contact us on our website, allegrodancecompany.net, or stick around and chat with us after this performance. Don't let this opportunity pass you by. Dance with Allegro. Welcome back, dancers. I'm here with Enzo Chiodi, and you might notice his name has maybe an Italian flair to it. So, Enzo, you have ancestors like I do from Italy. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, so I don't really know a whole lot about my ancestors from Italy. I know they're from Gallo Matisse, and they came over to New York. Some ended up in West Virginia, but outside of that, I don't know a whole lot.
And is it on your mom's side or dad's side?
So it's on my dad's side. It's on my
Okay.
dad's side. My
Okay.
grandfather came over from Italy.
Nice. And do you know if they played instruments as well?
I don't believe
Maybe.
they did. I don't believe they did,
Okay.
although I think somebody in the family might be an opera singer somewhere.
Okay. So we have some music in the background possibilities.
Somewhere, yes. Somewhere,
And
yes.
so, this little journey, maybe I recently contacted you and asked you if you would perform as one of our guest artists. So, Enzo, you are one of our surprise guests on Sundays, September 6th at noon on the main stage in Clarksburg, West Virginia at the Italian Heritage Festival. And you will be joining Allegro Dance Company and playing several Italian songs on your mandolin. So I'm so excited to welcome you into Allegro Dance Company and our guest artist series that we've been revealing all of these special people from across the United States that are coming together to meet us at different performances. And you will be at the Clarksburg, West Virginia performance on Sunday, September 6th. Enzo, can you tell us a little bit about why you said yes and maybe, what that means for you for this performance?
Well, I'm always excited to play something I've never played before. An excuse to learn something new. I mean, that's kind of the fun part of our job as artists and especially as musicians or I imagine as dancers too. There's just so much music that you never get to learn it all. But an excuse to learn something new and maybe dip your toe in it a little bit is always a lot of fun. Yeah, I played some classical. I spent a year in Spain and I played some flamenco, but I've never played any Italian music, believe it or not. Just like, maybe one or two songs at jams or something. So I'm very excited to like learn Italian music. I realized I listened to more of it than I had initially thought. So going back and like finding those records of Italian mandolinists that I had listened to was a lot of fun, and diving into the music and figuring out, okay, what's similar to what I've done and what's new and what do I need to really like figure out.
Yeah, and I sent you some semi-easy songs, and then I sent you a few songs that were like, oh my gosh, if you could play this, be crazy good. But I didn't expect you to come back with something so amazing and send me videos of you just strumming along to these beautiful songs that we've been dancing to. So I know one that you learned was a pizzica tarantella from Puglia, Italy, and that's at the bottom of the boot. So that's the heel of the boot. And so can you tell us a little bit about maybe what it was like to learn that? What's your process like?
Well, my process is listening. So that comes from my tradition of, playing folk and playing music in jam sessions. So my first process is, of course, just listening and trying to pay attention. Okay, there's a lot to do with pick direction, and every culture has a different approach to picking, and there's definitely some differences. So I, tried to pick those up, figure out, okay, how are they getting the accents and getting across the strings, and then just playing along and figuring out, okay, if I play it on this part of the instrument, I get those open strings, and that's gets the sound of the
Yeah,
music, gets the rhythm, because the rhythm for me is always, especially in dance music, but in any music,
right.
just like getting the feel of the music is really important.
And this is a very fast tempo. So for the faint of heart.
Sometimes slow songs scare me a bit more than fast songs. That comes from playing too fast for too many years.
True, true. I
Yeah,
get
yeah,
it. Yeah. Slow
yeah.
songs can be very challenging because, you have to draw those notes out. And same as dancers, we might be holding a pose or drawing our leg out to reach that final, beat or note. And I was so thrilled with what you sent me back. And Pizzica was one of them that you've learned. And we've gotten so much great feedback. And the dancers are so excited to hear you play and do more collaborations with you in the future because we're going to add to your repertoire and
Yes.
maybe fill up your string instruments with more fun things to learn and play. Now, I know the opposite end of Italy, at the top of the boot, you had another song, I believe, that you were working on.
Yeah, I was really fascinated by that one because the version you sent me was for two mandolins and
Yeah,
guitar.
right.
And one of the things that fascinates me about like Italian folk music, again, I'm no expert, but one of the things I've noticed about mandolin is that how close it is to classical, which is kind of very different in America.
Hmm.
Classical music and folk music tend to be very separate here. So the arrangement of the piece was what I was really fascinated by, and I really liked the two mandolin parts together. So I was like, okay, if there seems to be no reason I can't play both on one mandolin. So I learned both both mandolin parts, and then I added a little bit of the chords to try to get the texture of the guitar. But parts of the piece I used both mandolin parts, and it gives a really nice effect. And hopefully you'll get a sense, not the full song, but get a sense of like the arrangement and how beautiful these two mandolin and guitar arrangements really are.
Yes. And I think, Enzo, after this performance, I think we're going to have probably more friends maybe on stage with you to maybe have a full sound perhaps in the future.
Yeah,
That'd be
yeah, that'd be
great.
a lot of fun. That'd be a lot of
It'd be a
fun.
lot of fun. And I know I have a percussionist coming to a different show. So who knows? We might end up with a whole band by next year. Well, Enzo, I really appreciated you learning these pieces. And I think it was a door opening for you to step back into time and maybe honor your ancestors in a cool way and be a part of, like you said, to be with others, to share with others and be artistic with other people is way more fun than doing something by
It
yourself.
is always more fun.
So, Enzo, how can we follow your journey? How can how can somebody else say, gosh, Enzo, will you play for my birthday party or for my festival? How can we get a hold of you?
I have a website which you can fill out a form and that goes directly to my email, and I'm pretty good about checking my email, and as long as it doesn't have links in it or anything, I'll see it. You're also welcome to follow me on Instagram, which is where I tend to post most of my stuff. I'm trying to be better about Facebook, but social media is tough, so
It's tough. Yeah.
Instagram is where I post most things, and if you reach out to me there, I'll definitely respond to.
And your website is enzochiodebanjo.com?
Yes, yes. Yes.
Perfect.
But if you look up Enzo Chiodi Mandolin, I'll show up too.
There's not very many of us, Enzo, is there?
No, there is not. There is not. You don't have to search too much.
So what we're saying to you, audience, is if you want to hear these beautiful pieces of Italy or see these dances, these authentic dances that I've brought back from Italy, you've got to come to the show, right? You've got to come to the
Yes.
show. Sunday, September 6th at noon on the main stage. We are one of the headliners on Sunday, September 6th in downtown Clarksburg, West Virginia. So get your friends together in a car, right? And take the road trip. Join us for the West Virginia Italian Heritage Festival. Enzo will be there playing his mandolin, and I will be there with the rest of our surprise guests, artists that are coming in from all over the United States, with Allegro Dance Company presenting L'Occhio, which means the eye. So, our perception of these songs, our perspective of these dances from different avenues and ways that we're going to be sharing them that day. It's a 1 hour full show. And Enzo, you are bringing something completely different to that festival. And we welcome you into Allegro Dance Company. Can't wait to hear you play.
Yes, it's going to be a lot of fun. Hope to see you guys there.
Absolutely. So check out his website, enzochiodibanjo.com, and I will insert the link into this podcast episode. Enzo, thank you for sharing your advice and all of your wisdom today and your experiences. We can't wait to have you join us again.
Yes, it's going to be a great show.
Thanks everyone for listening. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Hit the 5-star button to make us shine. I'm your host, Anna Harsh, and until next time, let the music sweep you off your feet, especially on the dance floor.